Hey guys, it's Jason with the Board Game Mechanics, and today we're going to take a look at a simultaneous action selection game called Campy Creatures. Campy Creatures is a 2 to 5 player game where players are taking on the role of a campy creature, and they're trying to abduct, kidnap, kill, eat, whatever you want to do with the mortals to try to score points and win a location. So basically you're trying to scare enough people away, the location is all yours. And the locations are going to have special abilities. Some of the mortals are going to give you points, some are going to be negative points, some are going to be a set collection type deal, and that's essentially how you play the game. Let's go down to the table and see how it plays. Alright, so here's a game of Campy Creatures set up for 3 players. To set up, you're going to put this board out in the middle. You're going to put the appropriate tokens here, the Clash Ammeter tokens, for the color players. Each player is going to get a deck of their own cards. So in this game we have red, teal, and purple. And the cards are going to have different numbers and creatures that we're going to be playing later. You're going to set up the location deck with a final location, a certain number of assistants, another location, a certain number of assistants, and then a top location. Then you're going to put a couple assistants in here, and then another number of mortals based on the number of players. So I already did that. It's laid out in the rule book really nicely. You can see it right here, how you have to set it up. So if you want to know more, everything you need to know is right here. So let's go ahead and get started. So what we're trying to do is we're going to be playing cards. All the cards have a value of 0 to 8. They're going to be beasts that are trying to snatch up the mortals. And some of them have special abilities. So if you look at the beast, if this one's in your hand at the end of the round, you get 3 points. Pretty easy. Some of them are going to affect the player to your left or to your right. Some of them are going to let you take 2 mortals, maybe. Some of them are going to let you switch out the card you played for a card in your hand. Pretty basic stuff here. So players are going to pick a card. We're going to simultaneously reveal. Actions are going to fire, maybe, and then we're going to stake some mortals, and then other actions may fire, maybe. Whoever gets the most house icons at the end of the round, I'll show you one of these. There's a house up there in the top right. Whoever gets the most of those is going to get the location here, which will either give them points or a special ability. In this case, it's a special ability. We want to play 3 rounds. The cards are just basically points. So this damsel is worth 6. The archaeologist is worth 2. And the engineer, if you have an odd number, it's -2. Even number, -3. You're going to flip a number of these based on the number of players each turn. The round is over when the deck runs out. Let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to play as the red player. And I'm going to flip the top card of the other players' decks, just so it seems like they're actually playing. I'll shuffle them so it'll make it a little more random and interesting. But this isn't how it normally play. The players will actually pick their own cards, but I'm not doing that. So, alright, let me push the red over here a little bit. Alright, so I'm going to pick a card. I really want to get that damsel. So I'm going to try to get a high number. So I'm going to play my vampire. So vampire is going to negate the ability to the player on my left. So in this case it would be, yeah, this one, the purple. So I'm going to play this. Put that over there so you can see it. And they're going to play this one, the beast. And they are going to play the kaiju. Alright, so anything that has a single dot is going to fire during this phase. Anything that has 2 dots is going to fire during the capture phase. So the vampire has a dot. It'll negate this ability. It doesn't have one, so irrelevant. So then we're going to snatch up these guys. It's going to go from highest to lowest, so it's going to go this way. So this player wants to take the damsel. This player is going to take the archaeologist. Then that means I get the engineer. So it's just like that. We'll slide this up a little. Alright, And then that's the end of that turn. So everything you played stays out. And then we'll flip 3 more. Ooh, lots of big points here. Ooh, alright. So what do I want to play? So the Beast and the Kaiju are out, so I can play either one of those and that would be good. But I'm going to play the Invader. The Invader is going to let me capture 2 mortals because I'd like to get that 6 and the 4. So we'll see what happens. Right here. So I'm playing that. They're going to play the Mummy, and they're going to play the Vampire. Alright, so the Vampire is going to affect the player on their left, which will be this one, I think. Yes. So this power is negated, doesn't matter, because the Kaiju Beastie's not out. And mine's still good, but they get first dibs, because they're the highest number. So, they're going to take this one, the Cosmonaut. Then I get to take 2 because there are 2 left. So I'm going to snag both of these. And that is awesome. So they get nothing because there aren't any cards left. So then we'll flip 3. Ooh, I need to get one of these engineers. The blue cards are bad. They're all negative. So you don't really want to get those. Although there are some locations that make those positive. So let's see here. So I'm going to pick... I'm going to get one of those, but there's 2 of them, so maybe I can play something low. Actually, I'm going to play this. So I'm going to play the Demogorgon. What that does is going to let me just put one of these on the bottom. It's going to let me take the top one as like a random little pressure luck element. So that's what I'm going to do. That's a little mini expansion. You can replace this with the Invisible Man if you don't want to do that. So they're going to play the Werewolf, and they're going to play the Invader. All right. So everything fires during capture. So the Werewolf is first. So they're going to force the player to your right to discard a creature. So that would be the Invader. So they have to discard a creature. So they'll discard this one. The Blob. Alright, so they get to take a guy. So they're going to go ahead and take one of these. Then they have to take 2 if they're available. So they have to take both of these. Which is not great because they just lost 3 points. But mine doesn't fire because there aren't any people for me to discard, so I can't do anything. So I'm done. Another turn. More engineers. I'd really like to get a couple of those. So let's see. I'm actually going to play the Blob. So what the Blob does is when you play the Blob, you get to play another card from your hand to replace the Blob. It doesn't use the ability, but it gets to use the power of the card. So I'm playing that. They're playing the Swamp Creature, and they're playing the Werewolf. Alright, so we're going to fire. Well, I have a dot, so I get to do mine first. So if I can beat a 5, I'll get first dibs. So I'm actually going to go ahead and... yeah, I'll play my 5. So I'm going to play my 5 because I want to show you what ties look like. So I play my 5. Now, because there's a tie, that's where we come to the Clashometer. So you can see up here, red is on top, then purple, then teal. So whenever there's a tie, whoever's on top breaks the tie for that round. So all ties would be broken in this order for the turn. So, since I have a 5 and I'm the highest, I get first dibs. So I'm actually going to take this because it's going to be a 5-point swing. So I'm going to snag that. Then it'll be that player's turn. They're going to take one as well because they want to be able to negate these negative points. Then this player will get this one. This player also has an ability. The player to your right must discard a creature. I think that's me. Yeah, that's me. So I have to discard a creature. I'll get rid of the Swamp Creature. And then this one says, give the mortal you capture to another player. So they're actually going to give it to this player. Didn't really help that many, but it is what it is. They probably wouldn't have played that card in an actual game, but that's fine. Alright, then we'll flip 3 more. And then because I won the battle, I come down to the bottom. And then ties for this turn will break in that order. Alright, so the assistant cards are a little different. They're a set collection. So you want to collect, the more you can get, the more points you get. And they don't go back into the deck when you're done. All the other cards get shuffled and put back in for the next round. These do not. And if they don't get taken, they're out of the game. So let's see, what do I want to get? I'd like to get that cosmonaut. So I'm actually going to play the mummy, because I'm going to hope that one of these players, this player is going to play as kaiju. So let's see. And again, all this revealing would be at the same time. Alright, so that didn't pan out. Okay, so my power doesn't work. None of these have this power, so 4. Capture 2 if possible. They're actually going to take both of these, because that would be 3 points. And then I will go to me, because I'm number 3. So I get to take the cosmonaut, which is what I wanted. Boom. And they get nothing. So this will be the last turn, because this mortal will be the mortal that runs away, which just means we don't flip it. So I have 2 cards left. I have the beast and I have the kaiju. I want to keep the beast in my hand because it's worth points. So I'm going to play the kaiju. And then they're going to play the kaiju. And they're going to play the mummy. Alright, so this stinks. So the mummy will fire first because they have a dot. So because there's a kaiju out, they get first dibs. So they're going to take this. Then we have a clash. Teal is above me, so they're going to break the ties. So they're going to take this one because it's not as bad. And I'm going to take this one. And then this will go down like this. Alright, now that's the end of the round. This one's done for now. So what we're going to do is we are going to see who has the most houses so we can score the base. So I have 3. This player has 0 and this player has 5. So they are going to score the base. So what the base does, I'll show it to you. It's going to weaken a creature by 2, and then yeah, so it's just going to do that power, and you're going to discard this out of the game when you want to use it. So this player has that in their back pocket. Then we are going to score our points. So we'll start with me. So I have 2 of these guys. So that's an even number, so I get 3 points. Then I have these 3, which would be 12 points. So I get 12 more points. That's 15. And then I have this guy, which is -3. So I'll go back -3. Alright, and then these cards are going to go back up here and get shuffled in. So this player has 2 assistants, which will stay out in front of them, which is 3 points. They're teal. So that's 3 points. Then they have 1 of these, which is not good. That's -1. Or -2. Then they have this guy, which is -1. And they have this person, the archaeologist, which is 2. So all that work, and they got 2 points. But they do have 2 assistants to carry over to next round, which will help them maybe be in a better position. Alright, so now we're going to move to this player. They have 2 engineers, so that's an even number. So they get 3 points. So purple gets 3. They have a cosmonaut, a damsel, and 2 archaeologists, which 14 points. So they get 14 more points. So they're at 17. Then they have a hunter, which is -3. So we'll go down to 14. And that is that. So we will take these 2 mortals, or these 2 assistants, because every round some assistants come in. We'll flip the new location. So this is good. If you win this location, it's going to let you bring a random creature back into your hand to be used for the round. So we'll shuffle the mortal cards. Then we will flip 3. And then you take all your cards back into your hand. So again, I'm going to shuffle these so I don't know what's coming out. I'm not going to shuffle mine because I can just move them around and look at them. Alright, and then we go. So, we will pick some cards. I'd really like to get that archaeologist, but I don't want to go too high. But I'm actually going to do this card instead. So I'm going to play this. I'm going to try to get a random card at the top. So I'll flip it. And then they're going to play this one. And they're going to play this one. All right, so Kaiju fires first, so they get to take what they want, so they're going to take this. Then we have a tie with the Demogorgons. It's purple and red, so it doesn't matter. We both get to do it. But purple will break the tie, so they're going to do this one to the bottom. And then they get to take a random card. I'm not going to look at it, just like in the real game. And then I get to put this one on the bottom and take a random card. And this is what I got. So I put an engineer on the bottom and I got an engineer. And this will stay face down, so no one knows what I have. Then we'll go to 3 more cards. I'm going to play... Oh, and they have to move to the bottom because they won that clash. Although it's kind of an uneventful one for them. Since I have an archaeologist, I'd really like to get that other one. So I'm going to... I'm going to do the vampire. So the player to my left would be purple. They're going to get hit. They're playing the invader. And they're playing the blob. Alright, so I fire first, so their power gets negated. So they only have a 4. They don't get to do their deal. They get to flip another card, so they're going to go with the mummy. So they have a value of 3. So I get first dibs, and we each get 1 person. So I'm going to go ahead and take this one. Purple is going to take this one, because why not? And this one, player gets stuck with that one. Alright, then we will flip more. Ooh, big dog 6. I'm going for it. I'm busting out the Kaiju. Because I'd really like to get that 6. So let's see. Nobody else get Kaiju, but I'll break ties, so it's fine. Alright, so the werewolf is force a player to your right, which would be that one, to discard a creature later. But they're doing... Okay, so yes. Alright. So I have Kaiju, so I get first dibs. Now, this player played a 5. So they get to do their ability. They don't get to do their ability. But we'll see who wins the clash. And in this case, it is blue, so they'll get first dibs. So they get to force the player to their right, which is purple, to discard a creature. So they're going to discard a creature, a 1. They're going to get first dibs, so they're going to take this, and then they will get this, and they'll move down to the bottom of the clashometer. Alright, sweet. And that was that. 3 more cards. So my Kaiju is safe. No one else has played their Kaiju, so I'm going to try the mummy to see what happens. So if someone plays a Kaiju, I get first dibs. So let's see. Come on, Kaiju. Come on, Kaiju. Dang it, another mummy. Alright. So 2 mummies and a swamp creature. So the mummies don't have any special abilities, but we clash. I break the tie this round, so I get first dibs. So I'm going to take the damsel. They are going to take the engineer. Because even if they only get 1, it's worth less points than this. And then this one is going to take this, but they get to give the mortal you capture to another player, and they're going to give it to me because they can see that I already have 12 points. So that stinks. Alright, 3 more cards. This is a good round. It's time to bust out the invader, I think, unless I already used it. Nope. I'm going to play the invader. They're going to play the invader, and they're going to play the beast. Alright, so the beast gets first dibs, so they're going to take this. And then we tie, so the tie goes to me, because I'm at top. So I get to take 2. So I'm going to take these 2. Move these over a little bit. And I get this one. And they get nothing. But I move to the bottom on the clashometer. And they wasted their 4. Flip 3 more. Assistant. Assistant. That's how that happened last time. And this one is going to run away. Alright, so let's see here. What do I want to play? I'd like to get some of those assistants. I'm actually going to play this. The swamp creature. And they're going to play the beast. And they are going to play the vampire. So it's the player to their left, which would be this one. It doesn't matter. So negative. So they get first dibs. So they're going to take another assistant. Then they get dibs. They want to take an assistant. And I get this one. And that's the end. All right, so then we're going to go to the location. So I have 3 houses. They have 1, and they have 3. So the tie goes to purple. So purple will get this location as well. Get to bring back to life a random creature. So we'll put that up there so they remember. And now we'll score some points. So we'll start with me. So I'll flip this card. So I have 2 engineers. So that's 3 points. Then I have negative 4 points. That sucks. Then I have 4, 12, 16 more points. That was a good round. 16, so I'm at 27. All right. Then we'll go to this player. So they have negative 1. They're blue. But they have 6 in red cards. So 7. And now they have 3 assistants, which are worth 6 more points. So that's 13. All right. They keep their assistants. And then we'll go to this player. They have a face down card. They have an engineer. All right. That was lucky for them. So they get 3 points for the engineer. 1, 2, 3. They have 1 assistant. So that's 1 point. They have a cosmonaut, which is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. They have a hunter, which is negative 3. 1, 2, 3. And they have an archaeologist, which is 2. All right. And then they're looking at that for the next round. So we'll go ahead and finish the game up. So we will take the 2 new mortals, put them in the deck. And then final location. Double the score of your archaeologist. So if you can get archaeologist, if you win this location and you have a bunch of archaeologists, that we're double. So that's kind of cool. So we'll try to roll with that. All right, so I shuffled that up. We'll give my cards back. Shuffle these. Shuffle these. All right, and then we go. Flip 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. All right, I'd really like to get an assistant. I don't want them getting the assistant. So I'm going to go ahead and drop my vampire. And they're going to play this. They're going to play this. All right, so they're firing first. They're actually going to take the assistant because it's worth more points. Then it'll be us. We tie. So I'm to their left. So all the abilities get negated. It doesn't really matter because we don't have any abilities. So we both take one of these. So I get one of these. They get one of these. All right. So moving on. Man, I want that 4. So I'm going to play. Oh, I haven't been scoring my points for my beast. It's fine. So I should have been getting some points for having this in my hand. Not in the world, but I'm going to play this. And they're going to play mummy. They're going to play werewolf. To force the player to your right, which would be me, to discard a creature. So I have to discard the Demogorgon. All right. So my 4 is the card. So 5 gets first dibs. So they're going to take this. There's in fire. But I get to take these 2 because I have the 4. So the 3 doesn't get anything. And I had to burn my Demogorgon. Alright, so 3 more cards. And I'm going to play, I don't really want any of these. So I'm going to go ahead and play the blob. And they're going to play werewolf. And they're going to play Demogorgon. And that should have moved last time there was a tie. Oh, it wasn't them. Sorry, it was this one. All right, I think that might be wrong. It's fine. All right, so I'm playing the blob. They're playing the werewolf and the Demogorgon. I think. Yep. All right. Sweet. So I'm going to go ahead and play. I don't want any of these, so I'm going to go ahead and play my 1. So if I get stuck with something bad, it goes to somebody else. Oh, nope. Dang it. That's not how it's going to work. I don't get to use that ability. So I'll use the beast. Alright, so I get first dibs. So they're going to force the player to their right to discard a creature, which will be this. So they're discarding their 4. Alright, so it's me. I'm going to take this one. Then it'll be the 5. They're going to take this one. And then the 2 will put this on the bottom because they had the Demogorgon. And they're going to take a random card at the top. And done. Alright. 3 more cards. Ooh, 2 damsels. Oof. Alright, so I'm playing a kaiju. Playing the kaiju because I want a damsel. They're playing this, the swamp creature, and they're playing the blob, so they're really going to play the swamp creature. Alright, so that's interesting. So we'll sort that out when we get there, but I get first dibs. So I get kaiju. They're tied, so the ties are going to break in purple's favor, so they're going to get first dibs. So they're going to take... Oh, that's not good for them at all. So they're going to take this one and give it to this. That means they get to take this one and give it to that one. Yeah. And then they go down to the bottom. So they had to give them 6 points. They had to give them an assistant. Alright. So I need that engineer. Right now I'm at -2. So I'm going to play... I'm going to hope a kaiju comes out. Alright, nope, no kaiju. So 4 is out. So they get to take 2. They're actually going to take these 2. So that's 3 points for them. Then I am going to win the tie with a 3. So I will come down. And I have to take this, which kind of stinks. And they get nothing. So that's when the time when you don't want to be in first place on the tie track. Alright, so there's 3 more, and this one's running away. So I'm going to play the werewolf. They're going to play the beast, and they're going to play the beast. Alright, so they're tied. So blue is going to break the tie. So they're going to take this one. They're going to take this one, and then I get to take this one. Yes. All right. Now, and that is it. So we will, whoever has a beast left, we'll go ahead and give points since we haven't done that before. No for them. No for them. And I played mine, so we're good there. All right, now we'll see who has the most houses. So it looks like blue has 3. They have 3, and I have 2. So blue and purple will break the tie, so blue gets the house. So they get to double all their archaeologists. So let's see if they have any. They do have 1. Sweet. All right, so we'll put that there so we remember. All right, now we'll score with me. So I'm going to go ahead and score mine. So I have 2, 4, 10, 13, minus 4, so I have 9 points. So I'm at 36. All right. Then they get a double their archaeologists, so they get 4 points. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then this one's dead. Let's see what else they get. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4 assistants, so that's 10 points. So that's 27. We don't need those anymore. They have 2 engineers, that's 3. 1, 2, 3. They have -1. They have a cosmonaut for 4. Okay. Then, let's see, this player is probably going to end up winning, I think. So they have an archaeologist for 2. 1 engineer, which is -2. They have a damsel, which is 6. Cosmonaut, which is 4. And 2 assistants, which is 3. Oh, that was close. All right, and that is the end of the game. So the winner here is me with 36, then purple had 34, and blue had 33. So that's how you play Campy Creatures. Let's go to the top, see what we think about it. All right, so that was Campy Creatures. First off, right at the top of this, I'm going to give this the accepted seal because this game is fantastic. It plays super easy, super quick, easy to teach, easy to know what all the cards do. Everything's pretty straightforward and laid out, and I dig it. So I'm going to give it I'll give it a 4 out of 5. So this is an 8 out of 10 for me. Can't wait to play it some more. It's super fun. Now, let's jump into the pros and the cons. So pros. First thing I wanted to mention, it would be remiss if I didn't say this, is this artwork is fantastic. Look at that. Keymaster does some great artwork. They even put art inside the box. That is a good touch. The manual, the rule book, has really cool like 50s, 60s art. It's laid out really well. Easy to read. The bits are really nice. They match the cards. So that's the little clash Ammeter. This is one of the score markers for one of the players. So the components are nice. The artwork is nice. Gameplay is super smooth and easy. Let me show you some of the card art. It's got that cool like Vincent Price looking art to it. Like he looks like Peter Lorre a little bit. So that's what that is. I like that it's a whole lot of game in a little box. I said that in another video not too long ago, but this one works as well. It's a filler, but there's enough going on that it actually feels like you're doing more than a filler game. And there's 3 rounds, so it actually doesn't overstay its welcome, but it's not over too soon. So I like that. I like that each player has their own cards. The cards are the same, but you know, they have their own backs. And I also like that, one, there's an expansion, which I didn't show, but it's here. It adds some different creatures you can use, and it's going to add some new locations. I think there's one more thing. I haven't played it yet, but I will. I'm looking forward to it. So I like that it has that. And I also like that it has the mini expansion of the Demogorgon, which lets you do a little bit of push your luck. And I'm a big fan of push your luck. So I like that. Cons? I don't have any. This game is amazing. Keymaster knocks it out of the park with everything that they do. They put in so much love and so much time and so much effort into all their games, and you can tell. Caper is another one of their games that I love. Same size box, great artwork. They are just nailing it, hitting the nail on the head, hitting it out of the park. So, Campy Creatures, like I said before, BGM accepted, big time. 8 out of 10 is pretty high for me. And yeah, that's all I have to say. So I'm Jason with the Board Game Mechanics, and as always, keep gaming.